Morning, everybody. Welcome back to Cannabis Chronicles. Got my man Outlaw Grower. Welcome back for our Sunday sesh. Let's go ahead and get this morning started off right. Outlaw, that looked like a new piece you got there.
Yes, it is. This is what I picked up when I was out visiting you in Arizona.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, it's
Hell yeah.
lovely. So saved it till we got home. Actually, just fired it up earlier today.
That's awesome. That is awesome. Well, previously, obviously, anyone that joined in, they saw our live sesh with Lunchbox. You know what? And I apologize. I skipped over something super important. What are you smoking on this morning?
I am smoking on. I had to pick this up because I'm not quite ready with my own. So this is Cushman's. Still, yeah, still some of that Cushman's that I had.
Nice. Yeah, I'm on the straw nana gold. It's all I got left.
Which I could personally say is fire.
It's not too shabby. Not
Not
too.
as good. It's not as good as that. The gorilla cookies that you had. That was what you had, right? The gorilla cookies.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah, that was the fire
That
one.
was the one. Yeah, that was. I told you, man. It's easy to say, on camera, like, oh, this is good and it smells good and blah 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 blah. But until you try it, whoo. Anyway,
I
so back to it. So, previously on our actual last Sunday sesh, we were kind of going over your plans for your plants when you got back from vacation. We were worried about if there was any nanners being too ripe, 100% amber on the trichomes. So first, what did you come home to? What were they looking like when you got back?
well, let's see here. You know what? I kind of knew that this question was going to come up, so I had a feeling.
Hmm.
So I actually
Oh,
got it in here. So first, I was gonna take a little gander. I got my microscope out and just kind of see if they were all 100% amber. And no, they're not actually. There's some milky, some amber. So
that's
doesn't seem like I've surpassed anything that I. It's quite a few, like
yeah,
a lot. More,
yeah,
it seems more amber than cloudy, but
sure.
some areas are more amber than others. So yeah, that's where we're at. So it's basic, we're obviously at a point where yeah, it's time to cut it down. And you and I were talking about uh some things the other day. Because it does appear that the lower colas, nugs, whatever you want to call them, are
Flowers.
flowers are more milky. I don't. It doesn't seem like actually. There's very. I don't even know if I saw any ambers on the lower ones.
Sure. Getting blocked from the light, that would make sense.
So, like, kind of like a couple here and there that was like slightly turning. Um. So then it was like, yeah. My question, I think, with you was just kind of, should I cut off the top ones, let it hit the light for another couple of days?
So, yeah, I'm going to put you on the spot here, okay? And I need you to be brutally honest because this will
Yeah.
affect the answer here. Um,
Mm-hmm.
I see the plant is inside your house.
Mm-hmm.
How long has it been out of the grow light?
Literally like 5 minutes. Seriously. I just brought it in because I was like, I wanted to show.
For the show.
Like real.
Okay, so truthfully on it, you literally grabbed it right before we were like, all right, hey, we're getting ready to do this. So it's fresh out. Okay. At this point, then yes, you absolutely could. Now, this is an autoflower, correct?
No, these are the photos.
The photos. Okay. Okay. I just want to be clear. So yes, you can do, chop the top, all the top cola branches, hang those and put the lower ones back in. Now they're not going to get bigger, but they will ripen up. That's
okay.
A common misconception. Some people now can do it if you re-veg it, if you do a super crop and then re-veg. So you take, I'm sorry?
I don't know shit about it. I heard somebody say something like that before though. So proceed. Sorry.
Yeah. So that would be okay in your case with photo periods. If you, like you just said, your top's all done, you chop it, your bottom ones aren't. So this would be a great time. So by the time, those are done drying, whether or not you can tell, oh, that's a keeper. You know what I'm saying? From the smell and gooey and all that good stuff. So if you at that point change that plant, instead of ripening up those little buds, you re-veg it. So at that point, you'll put it back into like an 18-6 or a 20/4, 20 and 4 light and dark cycle. Make it go back into veg. Okay. Then it'll keep going. Now you start to run into a lot of deficiencies at that point. So you got to be on top of your game if that's your plan, but you have to kind of almost know that you're going to do it before you do it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because you'll actually,
it's definitely interesting. It's like, do I want to try that with one of them? Maybe like,
sure.
But it's like you said, I mean, it's better to plan ahead on these kind of things. It's just, I'd like to at least get those trichomes a little more amber on the lower branches.
Yeah.
I know they're small nuts.
Yeah, definitely throw it back in the light. On the, I'm assuming it's still 12/12 in your tent right now. Yeah, just throw it right back in there. Like as soon as we're done with our, it can be a cloudy day. That happens in nature where it's not getting deep light penetration. But yeah, dude, chop off that top stuff and throw her back in.
I'm kind of tempted to like at the end, maybe pick the one that's like healthiest, and because I do have 2 autos that are ready to go in the tent and get under some heavy light. So I don't know. I'll have to think about it, and I'll probably talk to you more about it too.
Yeah.
But yeah, because those autos got to slide right in there whenever these photos are.
The photos, do you still have seeds of those?
Yeah.
So, okay. So then at that point, I would maybe on your next round.
Gotcha.
So after you've tasted, because you never know, man. You get through it, it looks great, and then all of a sudden it's like, tastes great, smells great, don't do the job. You know what I'm saying? Or does the job and tastes horrible, and you kind of like, you'll power through it, but you're not enjoying it. Does that make sense? So, but at least this way, after you've already had the time to fully dry and cure it, get a taste of it, you'll know on your next round, clone the shit out of it. If genetically it's a banger, because even in the same pack of seeds, they're going to be a little different. You'll have one that's going to be better than the others usually. So
yeah, I wonder if you saw that super dark purple one that I showed you earlier. Like, I'm wondering what that burger is going to be like.
That is nice, man. That is a good, I believe. See, and I'm not sure. It's not. I think it's a genotype, the purple. And I'm probably wrong. Don't. I'm an idiot, dude. Like, do not Just
You sound way
hopefully
better
I
than I
inspire
do.
you to look up stuff.
Yeah, I like that.
Like,
So
don't
here, we'll take a closer look at it real quick.
Yeah, she's
And
crazy purple though, man. Like, good job on that. Yeah, see,
obviously, here, look, I'll show everybody since we like to talk about our mistakes. I'll show my mistakes, and I'm sure you've already seen it. I should have probably about from here down. It should have been bare. So I should have went bare a little bit higher. Obviously, that's where I got these tiny little freaking nugs. But that mistake I can deal with, right? You know?
oh, of course, dude. And those little nugs are great. Like,
So
small pipe or joint weed. Like, come on, that's ain't nothing wrong with that, man.
nope. No, I'm not gonna complain about them at all. But I definitely, yeah, because you know what, it was my first time doing this crack, as we know. So
Right.
I was kind of probably more occupied with that than I was of like my proper defoliation. And that's all. I would have got bigger nugs on top had I got rid of those, as most people know. For those that don't, that's what happens. Take away those smaller things and they'll make bigger ones on top. But it'll still work out. I think I'm gonna get, good 4, 5, 6 ounces out of all this.
Ooh, boy. Nice,
So,
man.
yeah.
Dude, that looks good. It looks nice and chunky too.
So yeah, here's a side angle of it. Just the profile.
Yeah. Yeah, that looks good, man. That looks good. Yeah, so I just finished up week 5 of auto. The 3 big girls are on week 5. My little ones behind them are stunted. Horribly stunted. When you got people over, you're not trying to like baby them in the garden, but like, oh man, did I stunt those things? They're 2 weeks, they seeds went into the ground March 1st. So I'm counting, from in, and like, man, they're behind. Because you can go back and look at like the older videos or pictures on Instagram, whatever. The first 3 were a lot bigger. So, oh well. What are you gonna do, man? Mistakes.
Yeah, that's we're all gonna make them every time. You were obviously preoccupied with so many things at the time that hey, you missed you can't give them constant attention forever for your entire life. That's then that'd be like a job, and it wouldn't be no fun when you're missing out on the fun. So you had friends in town, you kind of didn't pay as much attention to them as they needed. They're like, wah. And you're like, shut up.
What do you guys think of our great state of Arizona?
Dude, I loved it out there.
Kind of went all over the place.
Yeah. I checked out basically, a good big chunk of the state.
Yeah. A lot of driving.
Without giving away like locations of things and stuff. Yeah, I checked out a pretty good chunk.
Yeah, it was
Went
nice.
to the spring training game.
Yeah, it's great, man. Arizona's got a lot to offer. It's good stuff. Good stuff.
Yeah, but don't you guys get any ideas out there, man? There's not a whole lot of space, and I want room for me.
It's unfortunately, housing market's pretty nuts out here.
And that's because they keep it limited, and the space that's available for people to build on.
It's California money. It's what's screwing everything up.
But seriously, this is what I've noticed while out there. They're like, no, you can't build there. No, you can't build there. No, you can't build there. That's not how it is here in Illinois. They're like, yeah, you got money? Yeah, build right there, tear whatever. Dude, it's a
Yeah.
historical site. Like, fuck it, tear that shit down, level that motherfucker. So that's how and that's what boosts the hell out of the prices, because then you want it, you're gonna pay for it. You're
Yeah.
gonna pay a lot. You're gonna pay ridiculous. I'm gonna throw a number out there that's gonna make you crap your pants, and then you're gonna still pay it if you want it.
And a lot of people do.
And they do, yeah. Because it's like, well, if I got the money, I know what I'm doing. Hell yeah. In a second, I'm like, bam, let me get that. Let me get that spot right there. I love it. Let me get it.
So, question for you. Back to the garden. So you said you had autos going right back in as soon as that's done. Are those the ones from your mom's, or are you starting new ones?
Oh, I got two new ones, and I figure I'll be starting two to four more. I'm not sure exactly. Two to four more. Those ones that were at my mom's are kind of like they're real scraggly because I thought they died over there from what I was told, and I hadn't been over there for a little bit. So, and then I was told, oh, they're still alive, but whatever.
Trying to salvage them?
What's that?
Is that are they salvageable?
Yeah, I'll probably only get about a half ounce out of them, but yeah, I think they are.
Nice. Yeah,
So
I mean, just at that
there.
point, don't spend like a ton of effort on it, but like, yeah, coast them along, see what they produce.
Mm-hmm. And I don't I think you're giving shout outs to your local grocery store, right?
Yeah.
I threw some tea in there just yesterday in the autos, the new ones.
Which tea? So yeah, huge shout out to 928 Grow. Yeah, hooking it up with like a whole bunch of sample packs.
Yep.
Of a variety of different natural dry amendments, microbes, like a whole mixture of things. So I'm curious, which did you actually start using? Because there's one I'm actually getting ready to use on those little gals to see if it makes a difference.
Was it the same one that we exchanged? I had the unopened, you had the opened.
Oh, you're talking about just the actual Tico microbes.
Yeah, the microbes. Yep.
Gotcha. Yeah.
I'll just start. Yeah, because I'm like, fuck it, get them in there right away.
Yep. Yeah, as soon as you can.
I didn't throw them, and I can ask you this, I didn't throw them in the scraggly ones. Should I?
Absolutely. Ain't gonna hurt none. Because it's in the water, right?
Put it in water, yes.
Yeah, so just give them a little shot.
Okay. Yeah, just like and see what happens. Take it.
Yeah, it's definitely not gonna hurt.
Okay.
It might even start healing some stuff.
Did you I know you were you were putting me on to the molasses and stuff too. And that was for my photos. Was that with the autos too? You were doing that as well?
Yep. All plants in flower.
Once it's in flower. Gotcha.
Yep.
Okay. Well then, because those scragglers are in flower, I could maybe even hit them with some molasses now too.
I am actually thrilled you said that because I'm out and I'm a week into flower right now. I need to go get some. So I'm so happy. I'm actually I'm gonna just you keep going. I'm actually making myself a note to like grab some when we're done here.
So molasses, he's put me on to that. In flower stage. He can explain in a moment what it is useful for. I just do it because he tells me to.
Okay. Done.
But,
sorry. Had to pause there for a moment and like make sure I get that because that is more important than this video. make,
Oh,
making sure I
absolutely.
get, all
So,
right.
so
So
people
anyway,
want to know why we use the molasses.
so the molasses, it does technically do two things. So the first and foremost and most important is that is, because it's sugar, it's unrefined, quote unquote, straight from the tree sugars, right? So close to as natural as you can get. So that will jumpstart your microbes because your microbes need sugars to break down into different, and I'll probably get this wrong, but different like carbohydrates that your plant then can take up when it needs it or as it needs it.
Gotcha.
So it's more for kind of just jump starting the microbes. Now, there is a little bit of available, I'm just going to keep saying sugars to the plant. So when you do add it, even if you're not using microbes, you're going to see a difference because there is some available. Now you're not getting the full benefit of it if you don't add it. Okay. Sorry, bear with me. If you are in soil of any kind, not cocoa, not hydro, but if you are in soil, there's microbiology no matter what, whether you're like it or not, there is. So by default, that microbiology will start breaking down the molasses. By you introducing foreign and extra microbes, it has been proven now to actually increase the terpene profile of your plant. So the sugars are jump starting your microbes and giving your plants a little boost.
Now, another question would be that's jump starting the microbes. Are the microbes doing anything until that point?
Yes. Yeah.
Okay.
So they are
Yeah,
still
this early, they're doing something.
yes. Yeah. No matter what, so they have a symbiotic relationship. So like it's almost like how worms break down stuff and poop out everything that like makes all the plants grow. Basically. Okay. So it's a similar relationship. So as your roots grow out and as they spread, literally your main root will have like a whole bunch of fibrous different roots. And those fibrous different roots will only want one nutrient. That's like their only job is to search for, pick it, and that's what it does. So the microbiology lives on like the microscopic layer around the roots. So for example, that root that's looking for iron, all of those microbes are pooping out the iron it needs for it to take up naturally.
No kidding.
Yeah. So, and that's is like the best as I can, that I understand it, that I can explain it. It's,
Gotcha.
they literally kind of go hand in hand. They're not compost. If you put like a banana peel in there, those aren't going to break it down.
Yeah.
You need like actual like worms and other like little types of bugs to do that stuff. This is literally microbes because it's microscopic, but they literally, again,
And micronutrients.
yeah, there's micro and macro nutrients.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah, macro would be your NPK, I believe, and micro is the other like 16.
All the other. So you're maybe, yeah, that's cool. I know it works. It's I noticed the first time I used the microbes, I noticed the difference.
Yeah, like perks them up, gets them. And like I said, a lot of times, if you're doing it at the beginning, they'll like correct issues you introduce other than overwatering and let it dry out too much.
Yeah.
Because they do need a moist environment.
Yes.
So at that point, here's a little tip. In between waterings, don't be afraid to like take a spray bottle and just wet that top layer of soil to keep
Keep it moist
them
outside.
active. Uh-huh.
Yeah.
And because you're not actually watering your plant, so you're not going to be over watering. Just literally kind of get that top layer nice and dark colored, walk away on the
Now that I'm
in-between days.
quick question that's a little off that topic. Now I'm jumping into these autos, being my focus.
Yeah.
Are you taking off them bottom ones like normal?
So good. That's a great question. It it's going to depend on the plant. Now, yes, I'll always take off that bottom layer normally. Now, these plants right now, so that real tall one, those bottom ones are getting good light. So I might leave them. The two shorter, squattier ones, oh yeah, I'm turning that into like a little mushroom. Like I'm clearing that stalk off. Because if they're going to stay short, that's fine. I just want all that energy to be on the top.
Okay.
If that makes
And
sense,
then
based on the plant.
what about defoliating later?
No.
Really? Okay.
Yeah, only when that autos is going to be for me. I'm not one of those people that are like this way.
Yeah.
And every auto is going to be different. Okay. If you have a crazy bushy auto, you might need to do some default. I'm just saying for me, I tuck
You haven't
lots of
done it yet.
tucking. All those fan leaves get tucked because that's the solar panel, that's literally running the engine. So like, I don't want to get rid of them because currently the autoflowers, like for example, the one in the middle that's huge, doesn't have like a whole ton of fan leaves, but the fan leaves are like as big as my hand.
Mhm.
So I'm just going to tuck them down because they need that.
Yeah, that's what it was seeming like to me. Like the families are freaking huge. So I was like, I'm gonna need to like get rid of these things later or what?
Yeah.
They don't produce as many, maybe? Is that what happens?
I'm going to say no, probably only because
Dude,
it's been bred out to be like
look at all
super.
these families, right? That's what it's like. Does those autos let's not like make as many?
Yeah,
Families?
it
I don't
doesn't.
know. That's why.
It doesn't seem like it. This is now only my second run of autos. And I know other people that are doing it. Obviously, we all watch YouTube videos, but and there's people with monstrous autos, and that's probably great genetics. I'm running, local Arizona breeders trying to support these guys.
Yeah, of course.
Speaking of which, me and you are going to be doing a side by side in the fall, are we not?
Yes. What was the name of those?
Oh, of what we
Got 'em
split. Oh man, you put me on the spot.
Dark Devil.
Blueberry Big
Some
Devil
dark
and Dark Devil or dark. Um, maybe dark. I don't remember. Something like that.
we'll tell you in the fall for sure.
Yeah.
The names.
Yeah, when we're running them side by side. Hey, who knows? Our shows might be done exclusively in the grow rooms.
Yeah. You never know by that time.
We'll see. So, are you
Yeah.
keeping updated on your Instagram?
I with just getting back, I have not yet, but I will be adding some photos soon now that I'm going to be working on.
Yeah, I want to see this. Especially the ones you were showing me that are still in the tent. Yeah. Those are purple, man. Like you need to show that off. Those look amazing.
So I'll take a couple videos and several pictures and I'll put them up.
Nice.
And then I'll show something when I'm like kind of chopping them.
Hell yeah. Yeah, I did recently, just the other day, put up my week 5 video. So I'm going to leave a link to that as well. Forgive me for the skipping week 4 and not on Instagram. I'm like, here's my week 6 picture, and everyone's like, all right, wait, oh man, it's not week 6, it's week 5. Messed that up. Oh well, that's all right. I got a little mascot now for my garden. You'll see. Pay attention. It'll the next couple pictures here, you'll see I have a little helper.
Okay.
Someone's gonna hang out and help me out in my garden.
Did we get a weed gnome?
Not a gnome, but you'll see. You'll see. I don't want to spoil it.
Gotcha. I'll check it out.
Yeah.
Everybody check it out.
Yeah. So you're trimming here next couple days. Oh, well, actually you're hanging and drying.
Yep. Cutting and drying.
Cutting and drying.
So, you know.
Yeah, so probably next week we'll be talking about you potentially trimming, I would assume. About a full week.
See how these turn out, and you know, give this trimmer another shot.
Yeah, I did. You know, I caught Lunchbox's review video of it. His, you know, you guys both have like basically the same machine, and
oh yeah,
yeah, he doesn't seem very pleased with it. That's all I'm gonna say. You'll have to check that out.
So we'll have to see. And like I said, the first run was just like this tiny little handful, so it wasn't done right. Because it does say use a certain amount when you do it.
Yeah.
I'm gonna do that this time, and I believe I'm gonna have you know, we're going to come to some same conclusions, but I don't believe that I'll have as negative of a review on it. You know, it might get a little more of them trichomes than you want, but it, you know,
yeah, I'll be
a lot at a time.
Yeah. Yeah, time saver for sure. Yeah, no, he did say very nicely he's going to let me borrow it once I harvest up these autos, so I personally can also try it before I pull the trigger and get one myself. So, because I'm like odd man out now. Everyone's got one.
Yeah, and I mean, if he turns out he don't like it, he might give you a deal on that one.
That's that hopefully the plan.
But yeah, I mean, if he doesn't like it at all, that's get rid of it. There's no point having something like that if you don't like it. And he's, and here's the thing, big shout out to Lunchbox while we're doing this. Man, I got to see his setup like in person. Dude.
Yeah. His 2-room setup is on point, dude.
Man, yeah. He's everything. You go in and you're just like, all right, he's got a place for this. Everything's here. It's just so it's a lot of thought and care went into that setup.
Oh yeah.
Big shout out on that. It was gorgeous. Loved the opportunity to see it. And he's got a style all his own. Mm-hmm. So, what works for us doesn't work for him. And what works for him doesn't work for us necessarily.
Yeah, he's got a real good automated system going.
Yeah, he's got his perpetual once a month on point. I mean, I'm not gonna throw his numbers out there. I'll let him do that himself. But what he told me, he's doing, I was like, holy shit.
Pretty nice. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. Yeah, especially because he's doing his own extracts and stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, and then on top of that, he takes all the leaves and trimmings and all that and does extract with it. And I mean, the number he told me he gets out of that blew my mind too.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you've seen those pictures.
And that's just constant. He's doing this all the time, man.
Yeah.
on top of everything else. I mean, I was like, dude, how do you have time for all of this?
He's a busy man. He is a busy man. That is for sure. All right, dude. Well, I'm about ready to call it this morning, man. Need to get some coffee. I keep looking at my empty cup here. It's no good.
So let's close it like we close it.
Yep.
All right, everybody. Thank you for joining us on this Sunday for our smoke session, and we'll see you next week.